Yes.
Yeah.
I normally don't like to speak from notes. However, there's so much that I wanted to make sure was said today because this is such an important event for me and for our community that I did write notes. So excuse me if I look down and do that, but welcome to the launch of what I hope to be our first and possibly most important wrap in a series that we'll be doing in the future. That's from Freedom Constellations and CultureWorks and from these amazing youth. So the wrap that you see behind us is one that has an expression of hope and a dream of prosperity that is a reflection of our communities and our entire region. So I'm going to go back to my notes now and really focus on some of the things that I want to make sure that we really all can capture together as a region and a community. So our economic growth, our economic mobility, and our overall prosperity, those of our youth and our seniors and all, lies in the strength of our people and our communities. Prosperous and strong communities, they create opportunities for social and economic mobility by connecting people, all people, not regardless of color, regardless of income, backgrounds or culture, but with intention regarding color and income and culture and background. And they do it to provide greater social cohesion and an ever elevated opportunity for every member of our society, our community, and our region. Social cohesion depends on every person having access to connect to homes, to jobs, to healthcare, to education, to recreation, and to all the resources that the prosperity of our region allows all of us to enjoy. Now, these 3 points are points that I've been developing for the past 2 years since I came to Richmond. They're part of my personal vision and mission as the CEO of GRTC. I'm Julie Tim, and I am the CEO of GRTC. I did not introduce myself for those of you who did not know. But not only is this my own vision, but this is a vision that has been embraced by GRTC, by our operators in our community. The most basic determinants of economic and social mobility are universal. And among them, the top, and there's quite a few, are, I'm going to read these: safe shelter, fair wage employment, healthy food and clean water, whole life health care, quality education, a nurturing family with community support, protection from the elements, green open spaces for play and recreation, just access to reliable transportation, and in some ways, possibly the most important for those without hope, those marginalized by society, is a trusted network of mentors and positive role models to not only illuminate the path to making dreams into reality, but to provide guidance and support on the journey into the dream of social and economic prosperity for a reality of success, independence, and becoming a mentor and a role model for others. These youth exemplify that key determinant. Now, while all of these determinants are truly fundamental, and they're fundamentally critical to the success and prosperity of our communities, my experience and data are showing that to address these issues head-on will create a positive economic and social growth cycle where we all enjoy the wealth of our mutual regional success. Yet when members of our communities cannot physically access these resources due to systemic barriers to transportation and mobility resources, then transportation and physical mobility itself becomes the primary and key determinant to social growth and economic mobility. GRTC is proud to sponsor this bus and these youth to continue to elevate the importance of accessible and reliable mobility, of connecting our youth to new opportunities to make dreams, their dreams, of a better future a reality. Not for the future, not for the next generation, now, for those standing here with us and for those following directly in their footsteps today. Now, there's no single silver bullet to correct every barrier we face. better transit alone is not the sole answer. However, there is instead silver buckshot coming from every one of us, with better transit being a pivotal part of the answer as we work together, cross-functionally and cross-jurisdictionally, public, private, institutional, and governmental. When we are all at the table, or maybe a better metaphor would be to say when we're all on the bus together with a shared vision, connecting people to resources both literally through transportation solutions and figuratively through eliminating barriers to opportunities. And when we do so in partnership with those we serve, our riders, our constituents, our staff, our customers, our families, our neighbors, our youth, known and unknown to us, we will all rise together. Now, this is my mission and my vision as the GRTC CEO. And public transit and mobility is GRTC's role, with all of you as partners, in actively tearing down barriers to prosperity and, in the doing, advancing the economic growth and mobility of our youth and the entire RVA region together. Thank you so much for the opportunity for GRTC to work with CultureWorks and, more importantly, Performing Statistics and these youth to elevate this call for unity with our communities, and to elevate the dream of a world where all youth are free. With that, I'd like to introduce and ask Scott Garka from CultureWorks to come and provide a few comments.
Thank you so much, Julie, for that introduction. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It is a privilege to be here among these incredible, courageous youth. Thank you so much for bringing us together today. I am Scott Garka, the president of CultureWorks, and the CultureWorks team is honored to have played even a small part in helping this terrific collaboration become a reality. We are endlessly grateful to Performing Statistics, Rise for Youth, and GRTC for their openness, their creativity, and their willingness to make this magic happen. Most importantly, thank you to the courageous youth who shared their beautiful vision for a world without youth prisons. I think their creativity will inspire hope and love and freedom to everyone who sees these images rolling through our streets. CultureWorks is a nonprofit working every day to strengthen artists and arts and culture organizations in the Richmond and Tri-Cities region to drive a greater impact in our community. Those impacts include economic impact, education impact, and building a stronger community. To build that stronger community, we are striving to enable everyone in our region to have the opportunity to experience and to express their culture through the arts. This bus offers a beautiful canvas for that kind of expression, which also opens up conversations in our community. These larger-than-life images will reach so many people across the city as the bus serves as a rolling gallery through its routes, sharing the hope, the love, and the freedom expressed by the youth that created them. We look forward to continued partnerships to explore even more creative ways that we can use arts and culture to drive those meaningful conversations and other impacts throughout the region. So again, thank you to GRTC, Rise for Youth, and Performing Statistics, and to everyone who made this day possible. Now let me bring up Mark Stranquist, the creative director of Performing Statistics, to say more about the beautiful images on this bus and the incredible young people featured in them.
We give a shout out to the real leaders here, the Youth Advisory Board of the High. It's a huge day for them. You'll hear all kinds about that, so just an honor to be working alongside you all. It's so good to see you. My name is Mark Stranquist. I'm creative director of Performing Statistics. This is such a beautiful bus to have underneath this for so many reasons. Freedom Constellations is a multi-site public art project that works with young activists and leaders to use art to imagine a world where all youth are free. And to have this bus underneath Tadrima and Clyde's portraits, who are two Rise for Youth activists, traveling across the city is the most beautiful metaphor to take their dreams and share them, amplify them, and connect them to communities across the city. going to go to some notes because otherwise I'll forget everything. So this entire project, the bus, the banners, there's a beautiful mural across from the police station, are all based on a group poem that we wrote together. I just want to read a couple lines of that. In the world without youth prisons, we walk down the street and we hear happiness in the community and feel safe. There's no fear, no violence, no cries, no sirens. I shouldn't be getting text messages. I see youth becoming who they're destined to be. I see money that would have been going to putting youth in cages that is now being put into the school system, into jobs, into support for kids. Communities are thriving, outreach is available, happiness, positivity, children being healed instead of hurt, families growing together instead of being torn apart. If this city actually gets behind the leaders that we need, the Youth Advisory Board, at the Hive, Rise for Youth, and many young folks around the city, then what will happen is every school that this bus passes will be a safe, supportive, culturally relevant space for young folks. Every community that this bus passes will be a safe and thriving space for youth to become everything that they dream and deserve to be. One dream I have, which is probably not going to happen, is a film we made this summer is going to be premiering at the Smithsonian this fall. So if there's any way to rent it for a day and drive up to DC and have a party on the National Mall, that would be cool. But I don't really have much more to say. I'm mostly just excited for the rest of the day and so honored to work with GRTC and CultureWorks on this, and that your all's idea to like make this a canvas. Every public space, every piece of city sort of infrastructure can be a platform to amplify the voices of those we need to hear from most. And this is an amazing step, a good step towards building that future. So again, so honored, and congratulations to the Hive.
Okay, that is actually the end of the press conference. We'll stay here for a few minutes to answer some questions, but the next part of it, for those who are interested, we're going to get on the bus and we're going to drive to a few communities where there is a significant impact for a need to have this message reflected and elevated. And you're all welcome to join us if you want. We'll be doing that. I'm not quite sure how long it'll take, but we'll come back here when it's done. Please join us if you would like. Thank you.